I'm Dr. Kathleen Walls of Dr. Walls and Friends.
I'm Edward Mojo Herman from the PIF Connection, and you're watching
Dr. Walls and Friends
on UCCN
TV.
Purpose is my passion's name. Can I get through this? Can I find my way? Though the road is long and the mountain high, I will journey on, live my greatest life, yeah.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends. I'm Dr. Kathleen Walls, sitting here with my brother, Dr. Brian Walls, and we've been talking about the continuation of Green Street Animal Clinic, and as we transitioned it to Green Street Animal Care, and Brian was tremendously helpful with coming up with that changed name right there, wanting to keep it similar, right?
Definitely. We had to, because once again, looking back at research and market research, brand, everybody knows Green Street.
That's right.
You don't even have to, anywhere in this city, anywhere in the tri-state area, you mention Green Street, people automatically say, oh, Green Street Animal Clinic.
That's right.
So, and then my sister was quick to say GSAC.
Yeah.
And so we said, great. Well, we want to make sure people understand the transition more from a veterinary clinic to grooming, boarding, daycare, and still have the veterinarian.
That's right.
But we're so much more.
Yeah.
And that means a lot for people to see that.
Right, because one of the things is, we talk about transitioning and legacy and so forth. When you look at our logo, we were very deliberate about the logo. So the center is the cat and the dog that's merged, which is what's on the signage out front of the building, which is from our father's original logo. And then to show the legacy, the continuation, the building off of that, then you see the paw prints, which we've added around there. And my husband being a graphic designer, it was very easy to go, I need you to do this.
That's right.
Right, but doing that and putting the different colors of the paws to represent the different breeds, right, of the different animals, of the cats and the dogs, because that was going to be our focus.
Exactly.
Right, and then also putting the circle around it because Daddy's name is Orville.
There you go.
And so then therefore it's the O. So representing all of that and knowing that the logo sits right on the chest, right on the heart, right? So he's the heart of this. He's in our hearts at all times. And so that logo has a tremendous amount of meaning for us.
That's right. Oh, exactly. And it's wonderful to see. And people who have been with us and people who are new to the GSAC family see it and they all smile. Yeah. And so that was our intent. Yeah. It was really to people just keep smiling. Exactly. Keep having fond memories and now new memories. And so many of our, if we say our returning guests, they're always new memories. And it helps because, my brother-in-law, your husband, Edmund, has been great about constantly sending and showing videos. Yes. I mean, there are some people that have no pets, but yet they have adopted.
I know. And we receive messages all the time of people saying, you don't know how much we enjoy watching those videos. Like, this is what I do during my work break. This is what I do. Like, I enjoy watching those.
That's right.
And so to be able to add that, you talk about touching the community. Now, through technology, we're able to touch the global community. Correct. As you know, I was just in Africa I was in Ghana for 9 weeks. And and people were saying, "Oh, is your husband going to come over?" And I said, "No, unfortunately, he can't come. But fortunately, he's taking care of business at home because we have a bunch of furry friends that need to be taken care of." And they're like, "Well, what do you mean?" And so then I tell them about GSAC. I tell them that we're an animal care center and that we are taking care of animals throughout the day. And the more I began to talk about it, the more people were like, we've never even considered such a thing.
Correct.
And so here is this evolving business because of the evolving relationship that people have with their animals.
Correct.
And in some of the seminars that I go to, they talk about how, if you think how animals were treated 40 years ago, not that they were treated bad, but most of the time they were left outside. If they had a dog house, that was considered almost like an uppity dog,
Very
right?
true. Very true.
But nowadays, they're expected to be inside
That's right.
the house. If they're left outside, it's considered animal cruelty.
Exactly.
You know, so again, you talk about the evolving nature. I think about with Daddy as he was getting older, you know, we were asking him, like, do you want to go teach? Do you want to do radio show?
Right.
And share your knowledge, because he had so much knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things when the clients go, like, basically, do you have any of those recipes that your father had? I was like, no, you know, we don't know what he told you to do. But, and, you know, and that's even something that Dr. Wade has said. She's like, the things that your father learned in school, they don't teach us
No, they do
anymore.
not.
And she's like, I wish I had some of that knowledge too.
It's very true. It's very true. They do not teach it, regrettably.
Yeah.
Then again, there are some things that we do that are a little bit different.
And better.
And
Right.
better. And like you said, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, people didn't care for their pets. They didn't the same way.
Right.
You know, I know we do kind of cuddle therapy for a lot of
Yes,
a lot of our guests.
Cuddle and transition therapy, right?
Exactly.
Bringing those psychological pieces in there, right? But you do, because sometimes when people are leaving their animals, whether it's for daycare or for boarding,
Oh, yes.
or even when they're coming in for grooming, because they've had potentially a traumatic, you know, experience where they've gotten clipped or they've missed their owner, that we take a lot of time to help them adjust to the new setting.
Yes.
You know, Edmund does a lot with socialization and getting them to interact with other animals, and that's always amazing because their pet parents are like, you know, I'm used to my dog being by themselves, and then I watch these videos of them playing with other animals, dogs and cats, because we know Rusty and Ninja
Are always out.
always out and in the mix. And so next thing you know, they're saying, I didn't realize that my dog wanted additional companionship.
Right, and that's a lot of times, that's music to our ears.
Yes.
We love hearing that.
Yes.
It's always funny to see comments of pet parents who say, I didn't think that so-and-so would actually want to be held.
Right.
Or that,
Right.
not my, you know,
Right.
my little,
Pooch.
wants to actually be a lap dog.
Exactly. Exactly. Or one of them called back one time and they said, what do you have them sleeping on? Because now they will only sleep on soft things. Like, what are you doing to my
That's
animal?
right.
I mean, the other day I literally had to carry one out to the car because she would not detach herself.
Yeah.
And that's how they are. And then many times when they're coming, you know, their pet parents will say, oh my goodness, they could not wait to get in the door. Like they were pulling
Right.
me up the steps to come in because their playmates are here and they have such a good time, whether their playmates are us or other animals, you
That's
know,
right.
but they have such a good time. And like you said, that is music to our ears. There's people who used to have pets that don't have pets anymore. Either they can't care for them or where they're living doesn't allow them. And we know that the videos help them. We know that the videos and pictures help for people when they're traveling at a distance and they're able to see their animals. So that's really good. I know one of the things that we do, and we had this conversation early on, was long-term boarding.
Yes.
For people who are moving, for people who may take an assignment somewhere. So for instance, many of you know Suki. You know, Suki's mommy loves her very
Yes.
much. She's on assignment in Japan for the year.
Right.
And so she was like, what am I going to do with my dog? And it was like, bring her here. We'll
There you
care
go.
for her. We know Mojo. These
infamous.
two, the infamous Mojo. Somebody said Mojo was our mascot.
Which is actually not too far from the truth.
Exactly.
And it's a funny story because anytime you come to the office, there is a picture, a painting, almost like a glass painting that is actually over the desk.
Yes.
That is a
Frenchie.
Is a French bulldog
Yeah.
and has been there for decades.
For decades.
Which,
we don't know whose dog that
no,
is,
we
where
have
the
no
picture
idea.
came from.
No, but
Right.
yet, and it's so funny that Mojo,
Yes.
because his parent is
Yes.
not able to right now.
Right, in the place where she lives
Yes.
hasn't been able to have an animal. And sometimes, you know, people say, well, why didn't you check this out? Sometimes rules change in
Exactly.
the midst
Exactly.
And so you have to make the necessary adjustments. And so it's an honor.
It really is, and it's so interesting. Once again, doing the market research,
Yeah.
finding out that that's not a normal thing.
Right.
It's normally there is a limit. Maybe 4 weeks, maybe 6,
Yeah.
but it's very rare,
Yeah.
Especially in a city,
Yeah.
to find any place
That's
like this,
right.
and that's wonderful.
And we work with people. I mean, you know, we've had cats that stayed with us
Yes.
for an extended period of time. People, and cats and dogs,
Yeah.
you know, and the fact that sometimes you go to have a construction project done at home. And for those of you who've had construction done, you may have expected 1 week, and next thing you know, it's a month or something else breaks. And as people have said to us, the fact that I know that I can leave my animal
Right.
with you and that they'll be taken care of and they'll be happy. We had one situation where there were sisters, and one took their animal one place and one brought their animal here. And when the one that came to pick up their animal from here, she said, "Oh my goodness, he's so happy," and so forth. And he said, "Well, my sister got her dog. Oh, he was mad with her." Now, it just may be temperament.
Exactly.
But from a business standpoint, it was like, yes, you know, we got it. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
thank you, Daddy. We got it. We got it. We learned. But we also work with people even around pricing because we
Right.
know that things can become very expensive now.
Life happens,
Like,
and life happens, and
We've
certain
had-
illnesses come up,
We've had
and
that,
and
where
we have to be
people had
cognizant of that.
strokes, people have had unfortunate events where they've been hospitalized for an extended period of time. And it's amazing to me that we are on the list to receive the phone call, one, that this has happened to the person, but also, two, can you please care for this animal indefinitely until this person gets back on their feet?
Yes.
And so, again, speaking to how Daddy became ingrained in the community, because we used to laugh when people would say, like, you know, I was on my way to deliver my child, and they said, "Is there anybody you want me to call?" And they would say, "Dr. Walls." And they're like, "Well, isn't he the veterinarian?" And she's like, "I don't care. I want him on the phone."
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, and it's nice. It's nice when that happens. It's
Yeah.
always a surprise, and
Yeah.
it will always continue to be a surprise when that
Exactly.
happens. And that's not a
Exactly.
bad thing.
Yes.
But at the same time, to know that we're as much part of the family
That's
as it needs to be, and that's
right.
very true. And that is our tagline.
Yeah.
We treat your pet like it's our family, like it's our own.
Exactly.
And because really it's important. We love your furry child
Yeah.
as much as we love one another, and
Yeah.
as much as we love our own furry
That's right.
children.
That's right.
That's
It's the truth.
exactly.
I have to say what's funny now. So when we were growing up, people would, when we would be driving down the street, you know, a daddy would be like, "Oh, look, it's Fuzzy. Oh, look, it's Polo. Oh, look." And we'd be like, "Well, Daddy, what's the owner's name?" He's like, "I don't know." But he recognized the dog.
That's what's happening
So
now.
now that happens with us when they come in. It's like, "Oh, look." And even like Edmund will be driving. He's like, "Saw lightning this morning."
It's very
And
true.
you start to recognize the
Yes.
animals.
You do. You really do. And it's nothing against the owner.
Nothing at all.
It's just that we know.
spend so much time
Yes.
with the animal that we get to know them and recognize them. Exactly. So, and they teach us a whole lot.
Oh my gosh, always,
Yes.
always. It's
Yes.
a constant learning experience.
For sure.
And that's, and like you said, sometimes you get somebody that comes in and you're not sure if they're going to gel.
Yeah.
And yet they just give them enough time.
They
You know,
sure
I
do.
always think about two golden retrievers who did
Yeah.
not want to come out and play
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
And then you sat there
About
for
45
Yep.
minutes.
Exactly.
And worked on, did acclimation therapy with them little by little by little in order for them to get comfortable.
And now?
And then to bond, you know, with Edmund as well as with Mojo and Suki. And now
Oh gosh, they look forward.
they come in, right,
in.
happily.
Yes.
Happily.
So it happens.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with the last segment and do a wrap up.
Sure.
All right, we'll be back in a moment on Dr. Walls and Friends.